What's going on, everybody? This is your WOF Outlook and discussion for Sunday, June 11th, 2023. And before we get into today's video, I hope everyone is doing well, remaining positive, and as always, staying blessed. All right, you guys, taking a look at the tropics this morning. As over the past several days, no development is expected within the next 7 days. As you can see, it's still pretty quiet here, not much going on across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. Even as we get here into parts of the Caribbean, it is dry. No development expected, even as we get into the Gulf of Mexico here, you guys. Look at all this dry air that is just filtered in. No development can go on with that type of environment. Even as we move on to the Eastern Pacific, you can see we have pockets of moisture here in the intertropical convergence zone, but a lot of dry air surrounding that as well. So no development is expected on that side of the basin either, you guys. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date and weather aware through all this hurricane season. As the National Hurricane Center does push out their updates, I have them right here for you guys at your weather on the fly. Now I know the past few days, you guys, I've been showing you guys the GFS showing a system spinning up here across parts of the Southwest Caribbean and heading in towards the Gulf of Mexico. You guys, we are not about to entertain that model this morning because the GFS is really off its rockers, you guys. So until it actually starts to show some type of legitimate type of development, you guys, that's when we'll take a look at it. But for the next 7 days, we do not have to expect no tropical development. So, you guys, it's nothing to actually see at this current point in time. Now, we're going to get to the lower 48, you guys, where we do have yet again a big, wide regional outbreak of severe weather that's going to unfold here, you guys. And primarily, it's going to be the strong, damaging winds and very large hail. A few tornadoes will be possible, but this is not going to be a really a tornadic event, you guys. But as you can see here, our first trough that we had off New England here, spinning all of that Canadian smoke into the United States, you guys, that is shifted on out. We do have another trough that is starting to dig here across parts of Minnesota and Michigan, you guys. So we have to see how that plays out in the near future. We do have the system here that's moving across parts of Missouri and Illinois. That should trigger some showers and thunderstorms later on here across parts of the Ohio Valley. We do have another huge upper level low here over parts of California and Nevada, you guys, which is yet again still bringing them some showers and thunderstorms as we head through the day, you guys. But as I pause this and let's get into the convective outlook, we'll get all the surface plots off, you guys. All right, and as you can see, the Storm Prediction Center does have an enhanced risk out here for parts of eastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, north central Alabama, northwest Georgia, just about much of all of Tennessee, and getting into parts of southern and central Kentucky, you guys. And as you can see, the areas under that enhanced risk does include Memphis, Clarksdale, Tupelo, Columbus, Birmingham, Huntsville, Mulan, Nashville, Lewisburg, Cleveland, Knoxville, even Williamsburg here in Kentucky, even getting into the Lexington, Fayetteville area, Bowling Green, all those areas, even extending into Atlanta, is on that edge of that enhanced and slight risk. We do look at the slight risk for severe weather, and that extends as far west as Dallas, including Shreveport, Monroe, Jackson, Montgomery, Hot Springs, Little Rock, Arkansas, getting on up into parts of southeast Indiana and into southern Ohio, you guys. And that marginal risk is a huge marginal risk, you guys, that extends from West Texas all the way to the Georgia coastline here off the Atlantic Ocean, you guys, and extending even as far north as almost just about Cleveland, Ohio, you guys, for this marginal risk. And coming on back west, Oklahoma City, we do have another little small slight risk area, which does include parts of the Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma's Panhandle, extending on into parts of southeastern Colorado. And then we will have a marginal risk for severe weather with this upper low here across California and Nevada for parts of north central Nevada and north central Utah, you guys. Now, as we check the probability just to see what these storms are going to be up to for today, all right, tornado threat, we have a 2% chance here across parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, extreme southern Ohio, southeast Indiana, extreme northeast Mississippi, and northern Alabama have a 2% chance for a couple of tornadoes could possibly spin up here, and as well across parts of southern and southeast Colorado and extreme northeast New Mexico could see a spin up here, you guys, today. Hail probability pushing that 1 to 1.5 inch in diameter hail. There's a 30% chance across this enhanced risk here. That does include Memphis, Nashville, getting up into Lexington, Fayetteville, Kentucky, you guys. That slight risk does include the Atlanta area, Montgomery, Jackson, extending on back to Dallas. And we do have that risk, that 15% chance pushing that 1 to 1.5 inch in diameter hail across parts of eastern Colorado, getting into the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle, and a 5% chance of that here across parts of north central Nevada here. As we move on to the wind probability, here we go, 30% chance of those winds pushing 50 to 60, gusting to 70, you guys. And maybe today even as high as 80 miles per hour, you guys. So we will be on the lookout here. A 15% chance of that along the slight risk area, and a 5% chance along the marginal risk area, you guys. As we look at significant tornadoes, none is expected. That is good news. We do have 2 areas of significant hatched areas for hail. That means hail could be pushing 2+ inches in diameter. That'll be around the Dallas Fort Worth area and across parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle and extreme parts of southeastern Colorado and northeast New Mexico. Could see that big damaging hail here, you guys. So we will be on the lookout for that. No significant wind threat as of right now, you guys. Now, as we take a look at the HRRR to see just how these storms are going to materialize during the next 48 hours. All right, as we get this going here, starting at the noon hour. All right, you guys, you can already see by the noon hour with this first disturbance here that's moving across parts of Missouri and Illinois right now, that's going to be firing off some showers and thunderstorms that could be producing some isolated hail and strong locally damaging winds here across parts of northeast Georgia, getting into parts of western and South Carolina here, you guys. And look even across parts of southern Illinois, Indiana. Look at these cells here. Could be producing that hail and locally damaging winds. We move on to about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. All right, you guys, look how, all right, we're going to start across the western United States. Look across Nevada and Utah here. These cells will have some heavy rain here. We're going to be on the lookout for some flash flooding and even some isolated hail and isolated damaging winds. Look across parts of southeast Colorado. These cells are starting to pop here around the Denver area and just south of Denver. Even around the Dallas area, look just south of Dallas here. We have some heavy cells trying to pop and get ongoing around late afternoon. Across South Carolina, it's going to be ongoing and rumbling, you guys. But look here across parts of Tennessee, Kentucky. Look at these strong cells here. Heavy rain. All hazards will be possible, but mainly the large hail and strong damaging winds. We could see a tornado or two, but don't expect to see many of those spinning up, you guys. We move into the overnight hours around 1, 2 in the morning. You guys, you can see we still have some heavy showers and thunderstorms possibly across southeast Colorado here, south of Denver. And we do have, look at this line of convective cells here that was over the Tennessee area early the afternoon, which is going to spread down into parts of the Atlanta area as we head during the overnight hours. And as you can see, this line of showers will start to weaken as it does head to the south and east. Montgomery, Jackson during the overnight hours. Look, Charlotte, here across parts of Charlotte, North Carolina, you guys could see some heavy showers and thunderstorms during the overnight hours. As we move into 7 a.m., which does segue us into convective outlook day 2, you guys, you can see convective outlook day 2. The Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk here across parts of northwest Texas, which does include the Dallas area, you guys. And we do have another slight risk that the Storm Prediction Center it has introduced across parts of the deep south and central Gulf Coast, which does include the Jackson, Mississippi area, Ocean Springs, Mobile, Alexandria. All these areas will be under a slight risk for Monday. The marginal risk does include the New Orleans area, extending east to Jacksonville, Savannah, on up into parts of the mid-Atlantic here, Virginia Beach. And then here again, you guys, we're going to have another marginal risk across parts of the Texas, Oklahoma panhandle, extending into southeast Colorado, you guys. The same old areas gets hammered with these storms, you guys. And as we check the probability for Monday, we will have a possibility for a few spin up of tornadoes here across parts of southeast Colorado, extending into the Texas panhandle and in and around the Dallas area. Hail, we have a 5%, we have a 15% chance of hail across parts of northwest Texas. A 5% encompasses the deep south and Gulf Coast, which does include New Orleans and Ocean Springs for the chance of seeing hail pushing 1 to 1.5 inch in diameter for tomorrow. We go to the wind probability. As you can see, there is a 15% chance of some locally strong gusty winds here across parts of northwest Texas, as well as that 15% chance across deep south, the deep south here for those winds pushing 50 to 60, gusting to 70. No significant tornadoes, no significant hail, and no significant winds for tomorrow so far, you guys. So that is good news. And as we continue to HRRR out, and we go to about the noon hour on Monday. All right, you guys, as you can see, as we head towards the noon hour, we start to have a cluster of showers and thunderstorms here across parts of northwest Louisiana, even extending into parts of northeast Louisiana. Look at these cells. Hail and damaging winds will be possible with these storms as early as the noon hour on what is Monday, you guys? I'm forgetting the date already. And here we're going to have some heavy showers here, possibly rumbles of thunder across parts of Arkansas and southeast Oklahoma, you guys. We'll be on the lookout for some isolated flash flooding. As we get into the afternoon on Monday, you guys, as you can see here, look across parts of central and starting to get into eastern Oklahoma, around the Oklahoma City area. Heavy showers and thunderstorms could be ongoing. Look at these cells up across. Oh, look at the heavy rain that's going to be ongoing across New York, Pennsylvania, you guys, extending on down into the mid-Atlantic. Well, look at these isolated strong cells across parts of Virginia Beach, North Carolina, the coastal areas of South Carolina, Georgia. These cells will have the potential to produce that hail and damaging wind. So if you're going along the beach, you guys, for tomorrow, be on the lookout for tomorrow afternoon. Look at this heavy line and cluster of storms that's going to extend from parts of southern Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, extending across to southeast Louisiana, even getting towards the Ocean Springs, New Orleans area. Around 5, 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow, this heavy line of storms could sag right on in to the area. As you can see here, this is the 5 o'clock time frame. 6 o'clock, you guys, you can see it starts to weaken the line, but it does make its way across the New Orleans area as we get towards late afternoon and the evening hours. Look at these cells here across parts of northwest Texas to the west of Dallas that starts to develop here as we head towards late afternoon in the evening, and it could possibly be rumbling here around the Dallas area as we get to around 9 o'clock tomorrow evening, and we head into the overnight hours. And as you can see, during the overnight hours, that cluster of storms will move through the Dallas-Fort Worth area, then starting to ignite more storms here around the Arklatex here, northeast Texas, getting into Arkansas, Little Rock. Look at these heavy showers and thunderstorms that could be ongoing for your early Tuesday morning. We go as far as the HRRR will take us out, which is 7 a.m. Tuesday morning, and that does segue us to Convective Outlook Day 3, you guys. And as you can see, the Storm Prediction Center is yet again have a slight risk here across parts of northeast Texas, northwest Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and southeast Oklahoma. You can see, you guys, as early as 7 in the morning on Tuesday, these cells could be popping and ongoing across parts of northern Mississippi, extending on into southern Oklahoma, you guys. So we will definitely be on the lookout, as it looks like we're going to be in an active stretch of severe weather here, you guys. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to share, like, and subscribe so everyone can stay up to date and weather aware. As the updates come out from the Storm Prediction Center and National Hurricane Center, I have them posted here right at your Weather on the Fly for you guys. That's going to be it for this video. Everyone be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.